welcome. Here we are, War 4, and we're bringing back the most balanced champion to be released, the Serpent. So we're kicking things off, I think, path 7? Yeah. So first fight, we have a Bastion here, where none of Bastion's abilities really help him benefit from the node. So normally, because of the armor, we would spam special 2, but because the node inflicts like armor break when we fire specials, we're just going to SP1 spam. And that's pretty much the name of the game. We manipulate the AI and we just go from there. Now, unfortunately, you know, he was supposed to hold his block, but he wanted to run into my special. So it didn't do as much damage as we should have. Like when your first hit of Serpent specials break the block, I think you deal about triple the burst damage compared to normal. And we just go through and we end it. We blocked his special because I'm not all that used to Bastion's animations. I don't see him that much. Alright, next we have an Arcade who seems to be fairly common on this node, and by this point you guys get it. I don't respect this guy as a defender. I even try to like him as an attacker, and no. But we're here. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, just spam SP1 into his block. Initially, I did pop an invulnerability boost. I was like, okay, I can push him to SP3. Since there's like no added effects, it'll be like a safe maneuver. And that's the ideal situation. So, like I say, see, we do a few hits, we back off, immediately fire a special, we're just manipulating the AI. Probably should have held my block a little more just to try to bait out a heavy. Now he threw SP2 and I gotta, get some heavy knockdowns, which I forgot about the tranquilize, so that's why my parry didn't stick at first. But we land in our reparries, we're knocking him down. He doesn't have enough charges to auto block anymore. So we're just gonna knock him down one more just to get rid of it. And of course he fires SP1 again. Like, it's like, you're Arcade, bro, just quit. Wasted my time in a fight that's taking longer than it should. I throw my relic and he actually dexes. Like, you're not just dash back, he had the audacity to dex me. But anyway, he's down. Hey, shout out to Arcade. I don't know what to say. It's Arcade. Alright, now we're on path 5, and we have another Serpent fight where we're fighting the Shocker. So I did apply the Maker's like Siphon pre-fight. You know, my burst damage helps that do even more. So I was curious to get an idea of what would an SP1 look like that's not, like I don't intercept from the node. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess like the first SP1, I don't have my Fury, my Cold Force charges. Compared to the damage I do from this one, which is like dang near double that damage, so I'm like, okay, cool. We'll intercept, we don't have to, but we'll do it. Quicker fight. And my invulnerability boost is still active, that's why I pushed him to SP3. There's no like, negative effects that are going to happen to me like DOT or stuns or whatever, so we're fine. Plus, Awakened Serpent stun immune when the opponent throws a special, so even if they did stun, that'd be okay. And of course, he tries to do that quick SP1 to catch me off guard. But we fire another SP1 into his block, dealing all that burst damage. And we stopped short, we got our intercept. Fire another SP1 into the block, manipulate the AI all day. Throw on Striker, which wasn't really bad. Every hit did like 1% into his block. That's not bad from a Striker. Hey, shout out to you, Safa. Alright, and now we have this Captain Britain. And we're going to this fight with the Maker. We did apply all the pre-fights, and now we're here. Okay, and here I learned that, most champions who have like an evade counter thing on their parries, when the opponent dashes in, normally that counts as an intercept. But apparently with the maker it didn't. And briefly I was like, wait, let me check these nodes. I briefly glanced over them earlier, but now all of a sudden I don't remember these nodes. And I'm like, okay, cool. So the plan here is just, SP1 heavy, so knock her into it, and SP2 her into the mine. I do wish that the mine would stay after the SP2 into it. Like, if you want to get there, you have to SP3 to make that happen. So, I think the maker could use a little tune-up. I do like the guy. I like the playstyle. It's like almost like a tech version of Mr. Fantastic, but with a little extra. I think I forgot about the stun immunity there. And at this point I'm like, oh, she got that protection, which really capped the damage we were going to do. So now I'm like, I should have went to SP3 and trying to get a knockdown to keep everything up, but the SP1's too slow. And that's something else I wouldn't mind, It's a lot quicker with Mr. Fantastic on his SP1, so a sped up animation for the SP1 wouldn't be a bad thing, fam, just saying. Trying to reparry, and that's just going horribly. And at this point, it's like I had a lot going on outside of the game. My daughter started tugging on me and telling me this and that and trying to get my attention. So yeah, oh yeah, you guys don't hear the volume of what's going on in the background at this point. Don't ask me why I was not blocking, and I just looked at her. Like I said, hey, it was a lot going on in the background. So then we just had to pause for a minute. Now, as you can see by the timer, here we are about like 20 seconds later. And I'm like, okay, now we focus and we lock in. Or lock in. Where I'm just like, okay, it's cool. We can still, he can still savage fight. It's not like her specials are very difficult to dodge, and we're immune to like neuro shocks and everything. Just ignore all of that. Well, I still do need to look at Maker's abilities, and I'm like, because I noticed at this point that all of my pre-fights came back. And there you have it. Unfortunately, that striker distance was not that great, but hey, we get an SP1 off and she's down. So, once we were able to lock in, we didn't really lose significant health going forward. Can I clean that up? Absolutely. Like I said, just a lot just started happening outside of the game at that particular moment. Alright, so now we're here and we're at the node 48 Gentle, who, remember from the previous fight videos earlier in this season, it was like, I don't know, I had the fight down, he throws SP2 and I just dash right into it. So immediately I forgot about the stun reflection. Don't ask me why, even though I saw it the nose beforehand. And unfortunately we lost our invulnerability boost. Which is funny because I had the invulnerability boost in the event that something happens and I eat an SP2. Like his SP2 is 4 hits and I'm like, at least for 3 of those I'll be safe. But unfortunately that was not the case. So we get our first SP2 off. And I'm like, okay, judging by that, about 3 SP2s and we should be golden. Maybe 4. Depending on I know he doesn't crit, but he does apply instant shocks and things when he would crit. So depending on that RNG, I'm like about 3 SP2s should work. And there, I just had no idea what happened. Like I went to heavy stun and yeah, I just can't explain it. So at this point, I'm like literally going back over the video, asking my alliance what happened. Can anybody tell me what just happened? Where it's like, hey, I had the shock, the stun reflection wasn't active. I went to charge my heavy to turn the shock into a stun, and yeah, the guy just polarized me with the SP2, which, like I said, I applied the invulnerability boost to counteract the SP2, which we lost at the beginning of that fight. So now we're just kind of like slowing things down. One of my alliance mates did point out that my endurance ran out and Gentle was unstoppable, so I wasn't able to punish it, and I think that might be a reason why he just snapped out of the stun, but I didn't read anywhere where it said that would make them stun immune, but who knows. And as you can see, that it wasn't even 30 seconds, which was unfortunate. So at the moment, I'm 0-2 against this Gentle who has taken me for a run for my money. It's like an incredibly easy fight that some shenanigans just keep happening. Alright, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, peace.